Get your tinfoil hats for this one, guys.
Yeah, the energy is electric.
And the energy...
Random Take Podcast.
It is electric. We are talking conspiracies.
Yep, as promised in the last 2 podcasts that I fucking dwelled into fucking conspiracies. And of course, as usual, Alex shuts me down.
Yep, so we're going to be going right on into it. So what's your first conspiracy you want to talk about? Let's hear it.
Well, I mean, the last fucking topic we talked about was the fucking spring NATO warnings and the government controlling the weather.
Yep, that is the last one we definitely talked about.
That's, I don't know, man. Because it's like...
So you think the government controls the weather?
I think they can. I think they have the possibility to do so because... shit like the fucking, like in dry areas that it's starting to rain again, like that's not normal. Is that the government or is that the earth going into shifts? And if it's going into shifts, which the earth does that mean that the North and South Pole are switching again?
I think it's just weather, bro.
Yeah, I guess.
We don't understand Earth.
Yeah, but the rich people in like Dubai or whatever, we dwelled on this in the last podcast.
They don't buy rain.
They do too. It's called cloud seeding. There's rich people in Dubai and other parts of the world that are like, look, we need to pay to have it rain here once a week because it's so dry.
I just don't believe that.
Yeah, I don't even know how to spell Dubai. It's like Dubai. Yeah, it's literally cloud seeding. Cloud seeding is a weather modification technique that improves a cloud's ability to produce rain or snow by introducing tiny ice nuclei into certain types of sub-freezing clouds.
I am surprised that you can read that.
These nuclei, they spelled that, nuclei provide a base for snowflakes to form. I have 20/20 vision. What do you mean?
I'm just more surprised that you're not dyslexic.
Oh, no, my hearing is what's fucked up.
But I don't believe that people are paying for rain, essentially. I don't believe...
Why not? Because
the government is attempting to take control of the weather. That just sounds silly.
All right, but put it this way. Go
ahead, take it, put it in that way, and let me shit on it. Let's hear it.
No, so you gotta think of it in a way that shows that the government has control. So you make it stop raining, you make a big drought, you destroy farm food, you destroy organically grown crops, corn, wheat, soy, beans.
Yeah, but why would anyone do that?
To keep us under control, man.
Yeah, but they would be suffering themselves.
No, they want it. They're the government. They're rich.
I don't know if that's how it works.
Unless
they had some contingency plan.
Exactly. Something bigger than that. Like we had electric cars before we had gas cars. You know that, right?
No.
Yes, we did. Yeah, we had electric cars before we had gas cars. And
what, talking off like Teslas?
No, not Teslas.
I'm talking old school Teslas.
Oh, yeah.
Like Frankenstein.
Yeah, like they had electric cars before they had gas or like internal combustion engines. Gas engines did not come first. Or internal combustion engines did not come first.
I don't know, man. I don't know about all that.
Yeah, it's a big fucking thing.
In your world.
Yeah, I think that I think that there's a lot of things out there, like the fucking aliens. Like, we talked about this on the first podcast.
Now, aliens, I definitely would get on board with. Aliens, I 100% agree. There's no way that we're alone.
Yeah, especially, like, we dwelled on this for a little bit on the first podcast that we ever did here. On the Random Take was fucking the fact that the cameras that showed you the aliens on the U.S. Navy aircraft that cost millions of dollars, yet they have the shittiest fucking cameras. You don't think they'd put better cameras on those aircraft?
Oh, they definitely have to.
They definitely have to. They showed us the fucking buoy wooey version. Yeah, here you go. Back on topic. First electric cars, a brief history of electric vehicles, 1830 to present. The first electric cars appeared long before earliest gas autos, and the history of electric cars is littered with innovative takes on four-wheeled transit. Electric cars have been around a lot longer today than today's Teslas, or even General Motors EV1 of the late 90s. In fact, electric cars appeared long before internal combustion sort, and dreamers have never stopped trying to make them work, both on the road as a business proposition. A lack of historical perspective sometimes leads to misunderstandings of how things came to be as they are now. So, yeah. In 1837, thing could go between 1.5 miles. It could go 1.5 miles at 4 miles per hour, towing 6 tons. Then it needed new batteries.
Interesting.
So imagine if they kept up with that. Then we wouldn't have all this supposed global warming.
No, I think we would still have that. Nuclear power plants.
Yeah, nuclear power plants are a big one, but as long as you keep them in like Florida or someplace that I don't live, I don't give a fuck about.
We actually have one here in Ohio. Yeah, actually, I think we have a couple.
No, I think we have one up by Lake Erie. I think the one up.
Yeah, it's by Put-in Bay.
Yeah, actually.
I saw it when I went to Put-in-Bay.
Yeah, actually no, because they have one. Anyone's familiar with the Port Clinton area, Port Clinton, Ohio? They actually have one up there. It's over by Camp Perry. Camp Perry is a National Guard ran. Not really ran. It's kind of ran by the state too. It's where the national matches are. The national firearm matches. People come from all across America to fucking do that. But we have a couple actually. We have the Davis-Besse Nuclear Power Station Unit 1 in Oak Harbor, Ohio. Oak Harbor. The Perry Nuclear Power Plant in Perry, Ohio, or Port Clinton, better known. We have a nuclear reactor lab in Columbus, actually. Apparently those guys are doing some crazy shit down in Columbus, which is pretty close to where I live, so they can cut that shit out. We have a Kyger Creek Power Plant in Cheshire, Ohio. The W.H. Samus Power Plant's First Energy, Stratton. We have one in Fremont, another one in Cheshire. That's American Electric Power Co. That's not a nuke plant. Yeah, but we actually do have a couple of them. I will say, with nuclear power plants, what is that? So, with nuclear power plants...
Sorry, we're getting a little...
Yeah, so located in the heart of downtown Delaware, this space provides all the power amenities in the city.
This is studio space. I was just looking at it.
Oh, fucking asshole. But, no, so basically my thing is, as long as it's by a water source that can continually cool it down, I'm cool with it.
I guess, but with nuclear power plants, they're very bad for the ecosystem. First off,
it's just steam. You have to keep in mind.
There's more to it.
Yeah, I get like the nuclear, like there's like radiation and whatnot, but you have to keep in mind, like we get radiation from the sun every day.
Yeah,
I get this as an added source of radiation. Damn, I'm really making nuke plants sound bad.
Yeah, go on, continue.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't want to fucking live next to one, but I mean, this isn't Chernobyl. We've come a long way, and we're not the Soviet Union, so I think we're fine. I think nuke plants are semi-okay.
So, what's your next conspiracy?
Next conspiracy: the war in Afghanistan, Iraq, the Middle East. The Middle East.
All right, what's your hot take?
My hot take is the fact that you think Ohio's the Middle East.
Okay, well that
of America.
Yeah. But what's your hot take on that whole war?
The whole war.
Why is that a conspiracy?
Oil. It was to get oil cheaper. Because if I go to a third world country, so you go to a third world country with guns ablazing, men in camo and whatnot. You pull up to this country, you're like, hey, we're going to get oil for cheap. They're like, okay, what are you going to do? Like, we'll shoot you. I'm like, okay, here's your oil. Like, they're going to give us fucking cheap oil because we're going to occupy the nation. We're going to kill some of the tourists that are there. And that'll be that. But it wasn't them. Like, those nations did not do the 9/11 terrorist attacks. It was a couple of Egyptian guys.
Okay.
It wasn't fucking... I know there was some terrorist groups and organizations that were, like, stationed in Iraq, Afghanistan, the Middle East and whatnot, but it wasn't them that blew up the World Trade Center. And personally, I think that we just blew up our own towers for an excuse to go into the Middle East and get cheaper oil. Or at least control these areas so that way the Russians and the Chinese didn't control those areas. Because if we controlled it, we controlled the flow of the economy for oil and gas, meaning that the dollar would be worth more across the world. The American dollar would be worth more across the world, leading to the government getting more money off of it at the end of the day.
Okay.
It's a very valid,
Well, the war definitely did seem a lot for oil.
Well, of course it did, because they made you think that.
Like, it was definitely, like, for oil.
100%. Thank you for agreeing.
I agree with you on that.
I think that the majority of... I think the government is really bad at least... I think their planning schemes are bad. Like, put it this way, like, if we really wanted all this oil and shit, we would just start mining our own oil. But what's happening is
we have in the U.S. a shit ton of oil.
We do, but they're wanting to use the oil across the world,
right?
So that way, one day when there's no oil left in the world in fucking thousands of years, by the way, not the next 10 or 20, the next thousands of years,
when we're all long gone,
or fucking 10 generations from now, there will still be oil in the Middle East. It's a long scheme of things. The fucking government is a bunch of vampires. They're living forever, and they're gonna profit off of everything. It's fucking bullshit, man.
All right, what's your next hot take?
I've had like 3 or 4.
Yeah, well, this podcast is for you.
For me?
Yeah, for you. With all the conspiracies you keep bringing up.
From me, for you.
What do you got next?
I think it's your turn. I honestly think you have to have at least a couple conspiracy theories. I can't be the only one.
Extraterrestrial life.
Yeah, go on.
I think it's real.
It is real. There's no way that the cosmos are as big as they are, as infinitely expanding as they are.
Right.
This is what they, tell us. There's no way there's not something else out there.
There has to be something else out there. I'm sorry. There's no way that there's not something else out there.
And especially if you want to break it down to the most simplistic standards, the multiverse, and not like the fucking, like the real, like, there's multiple universes out there where there's another you, and there's another me, and there's another Alex, and there's another, whatever.
Right.
Those are technically extraterrestrials as well. Because
in a sense, then that's just going off of if the multiverse is a thing.
It's got to be a thing. There's alternate timelines for everything. There's no way that, especially
because right now we're diving deep into a really large conspiracy.
Yeah,
the multiverse conspiracy.
I don't know too much about that.
I think we can honestly just bullshit and it'll be a part of it. Honestly, because it's that deep and expansive. In terms of timelines and different things like that, I honestly think that it could be a possible scenario. It definitely doesn't seem far fetched because of how infinite space is. Because we don't know.
Well, yeah, we don't know, and it could be the kind of thing where it's just there's.
Try and wrap your head around for a second about space.
You can't.
There is no boundary.
Yeah, because, there might be, but we don't know.
And then if there is a boundary, how is there a boundary? What's beyond the boundary?
Exactly, because you go from... It's like you break it down super simple. You go from continents to fucking planets to solar systems. From solar systems, you get fucking galaxies.
I think, yeah.
Yeah, galaxies to nebulae or however the fuck you say it. To fucking.
We're not astrophysicists.
No, we're not meteorologists. We're not fucking
healthcare specialists,
and we're not fucking astrophysicists in the slightest.
No, we are just two random guys just talking.
Two random guys on the Random Take podcast.
Yeah.
Brought to you by no one yet.
Brought to you by no one yet. Yet.
Yeah.
Maybe one day.
Yeah, we'll get some. Speaking of fucking, after this juice I've been drinking, I need to get some of this liquid death inside me.
Still trying for it?
I'm trying for everything, man. It's a big. You have to try to succeed, and you have to fail a million times. Who knows? We might get.
I like the ideal.
Yeah,
I like the mindset.
I'm gonna plug myself with some liquid death. Some of that.
Yeah.
Pretty good. But back on topic. The fucking it's just you go from yourself. Break it down even simpler than this. You have yourself, the individual. You have your family. You go to your family to the population of the U.S. or whatever nation you're in. You go from the U.S. to the planet, from the planet to the solar system, to the solar system. There's so much out there. So much nothing but matter. And it's just, it's too big for there not to be something. Like, we can't just be...
Like, to compare us to space, we are literally the size of, like, whatever the hell is in an... Like, we're like an electron.
Put it this way, you are a germ.
We're not even a germ. We're smaller than a germ. We're like an electron.
We're like an atom, yeah.
Like below an atom. We're what makes up an atom, an electron.
Yeah, so you have an electron, and then you have the planet Earth. Yeah.
Planet Earth is maybe the atom.
Dunzo, son. Yeah.
But, like, that's just how small we are in the comparison of the size of space. Like, if you really think about it and you really just sit there and just actually think about it, like, that is how small we actually are compared to everything.
It's a big, old, just nothing, man. My biggest thing is...
So there's no reason why aliens don't exist.
Exactly. And there's... Especially, we found, you know, I think that NASA has a lot more than they say they do. Like if you ever heard of the JFK program and the Star Wars program, it's like putting lasers into space. It's not practical. Neil deGrasse Tyson actually did a talk on it of how, like, it doesn't really make sense to have lasers from space. It really doesn't. But maybe they paid him off. I don't know. I like the guy, but maybe they paid him off.
Maybe there is more to having lasers in space than what we know of.
Exactly. But my biggest thing is the fucking just the fact that the government has, like, where's all our dollars going?
I'll tell you where that's going.
Where? The Middle East?
No, their pockets.
Exactly. You're paying...
or for the forever road construction.
Stop paying taxes. They can
live... No. We have to keep paying our taxes. We can't inspire a revolution.
All right. The 2 subscribers we have are going to blow up. You know, I can't say that. I'm not going to say it.
You never know. We might blow up in the future, though. And we might have 2 subscribers now.
We might have to answer to this.
And then we'll have 53 million in the future.
Oh, my God. It's just the planet Earth. It's like, oh, fuck. Yeah, but you got to...
You'll see your face on a billboard.
I think that the 7 cents per dollar we spend is enough money for the whole government. You don't need to pay taxes at the end of the year. 7 cents per every dollar spent. That's 7 cents going back into the government. Any leftover money needs to go back to you. And I think that if the government wants to dictate minimum wage, and if they want to do it per state, that's cool. That's whatever. Per state, minimum wage... I think that government officials need to get paid the minimum wage of the state they reside in. So the governor of Texas needs to get paid the minimum wage in Texas, which may lead to an up in, you know, minimum wage because he wants to get more money.
Yeah, but that would then cause the economy to crash.
It's already crashing. It almost crashed in 2008.
We don't want it to like completely crash.
What's gonna happen if it crashes?
We're all fucked.
How are we fucked?
If the economy crashes, and how are we fucked? Well, first, good luck getting food. Second, good luck getting gas. Or anything else, actually.
I'll get a horse.
Our podcast would have to go away.
No,
because we couldn't afford the electric bill.
We'd find a way.
Yeah, we'll get the old radio signals going back up again.
Yeah, we could start a fucking
a radio podcast.
Oh man, dude, you know our boss actually does radios. Like those what are those like backyard radios called?
I don't know.
It's like you connect to the net, you can talk to people in America and whatnot. CV radio? I don't know.
Transponders.
Transmitters or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what'd be really cool is fucking... I've always wanted to go on the space station.
What, the one in orbit?
No, the one that's in the middle of the ocean.
I don't know.
Yeah, so speaking of that...
I want to go to space. I really want to go to space.
Dude, I think that's a possibility within our lifetimes, especially with...
well, there's a lot of space hotels coming out, Moondow, trying to get people up into space.
Well, you have SpaceX, you have Boeing, you have...
Yeah, but it's going to be pricey. Hopefully our channel does well. Hopefully this podcast blows up and you guys give us the opportunity to have
do a podcast from the moon. To
have that experience, to have... We wouldn't do a podcast. We would do one of the 10-minute skits.
Oh, 10-minute skit on the moon?
Well, I don't know if we'd be on the moon, but we'd at least be in space.
Oh, man.
I would really, really... Like, that is my dream, to go to space.
Drinking juice in space?
No. Sober.
Sober?
I just want to go to space. That would be my dream. I would cry.
Yeah, space it's such a scary thing though, because it's just so fucking, it's the most unknown thing ever. And actually, one of the Apollo astronauts from the moon, he wrote a speech basically saying that looking at the Earth from the moon made him realize how small our problems on Earth actually are. Yeah. The fact that we have wars, the fact that we have fucking bitter fights and whatnot, it just doesn't make sense, because everything is just so small. A simple dispute could be, fixed from an apology. A simple, you know what, we did this to you guys, we're gonna give you this. Like, we're gonna pay you back for it. We're sorry this happened. Or like, all the governments in the world could just get along. It's that simple. It's not that simple, but
if that happened and humanity actually united,
oh dude, the possibilities are endless. We'd all have lightsabers.
Not even that, man. We would be I honestly believe we'd be a multi-planetary civilization by now.
I'd give it 10 years.
I would give it 10 years, actually, probably as well. If we all united, first year we're on Mars, easily.
Yeah, easily.
Second year, we're probably already building habitats.
Yeah, dude.
And we'd also probably be on the moon by then, too.
Mars is further away from the moon. I think we'd be on the moon first.
Yeah, we'll probably be on the moon, and then we'll be on Mars.
I think we'd have multiple launch pads on the moon. So,
yeah, because they'll need a station to refuel and like actually get the starships.
It's like there's so much shit on the moon. There's so many elements on the moon. The moon is, if we're right about this theory, the moon is a piece of the Earth. So therefore, anything you can get on the Earth, you can get on the moon. There's fucking frozen water on there. There's fucking deposits of minerals that you can turn into fuel. And there's deposits of hydrogen-3, which they say is going to be the next, like, the fuel of the future. Like, whoever owns hydrogen-3 is going to run the world.
Yeah.
So
I honestly think if we could just pull our heads out of our asses.
Well, it takes people like you and I to do that. And then it has to go bigger. And then bigger and bigger. And eventually, you're going to have to fucking tell the government, fuck you.
Well, I think that's what SpaceX mission is.
It's literally, it's just,
Because they're already going. They're saying, fuck you guys.
It's like you
I believe 2025 is the year for launch for Mars.
Bro, it used to be 2020.
Yeah, but they said 2025. NASA and SpaceX confirmed.
Yeah. But it's just constant setbacks within space industry in the world. It's just you promise something big, and then you gotta replan it because that's the thing.
A lot of it comes down to volunteers.
Yeah, I mean,
because the first manned mission that goes to Mars,
the first human mission,
is a suicide mission.
Yeah,
everyone that goes knows that they're going to die.
Yeah, on Mars.
Honestly, I'd be okay with that.
Yeah, that'd be a good little.
See, for me, I have.
That's because that's something.
For me, I don't have a family. Like, I have my family, but
yeah,
I don't have like my family. You know.
Yeah, I'd bring my kids to Mars with me.
You wouldn't be able to. It'd be only you that could go.
Well, they could come on a later mission, though, right?
Yeah, you'd be dead.
I want to be dead.
Yeah, you would.
Why, you think I'm gonna crash?
No, it's a suicide mission. You go and you're gonna probably die.
How? You die of old age. Maybe you get sick.
No. There's a lot of environmental things that could happen, habitations that could fail.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, there is no 100% guarantee that you'll come back alive.
That's the same thing with every rocket mission.
Yeah, but I mean, with Mars, with Mars, there's no way that they can get to you. Yeah. Like, you are on your own. Like, they're sending you off. Good luck. You are the future of humanity for a multiplanetary civilization.
Well, it's like they could send an assload of fucking supplies beforehand.
Well, that's what they're already doing. They've already begun sending supplies. That's why 2025 is the launch date. So supplies have already been sent.
So they have like a bunch of MREs just in space heading in transit to Mars, or?
I don't think they started sending food yet. Oh. They've started sending the building supplies.
Yeah, I think they...
like for the habitats.
I mean, I think they could grow shit on Mars. Like, you have a little habitat.
Well, that's where they're gonna... Their diet will be literally potatoes.
Hey, I mean, fucking, what's his name from The Martian?
Yeah, lived on potatoes.
Yeah, he's a good actor. I don't know his name, but...
Matt Damon.
Yeah.
Matt fucking Damon.
He's a good actor, man. He's been in a couple movies. He's been around for a long time, and he hasn't really aged
I really like The Martian. I think that's kind of like pretty much how it will be.
The Martian is a great movie with the fucking the Ares missions, going to fucking Mars and whatnot on that big interplanetary transfer system with the fucking... I think it's an ion drive they use, which an ion drive is literally ions.
I forget.
They use ions
because the Starship is near completion.
It's been completed.
Yeah, they've already started their test flights with it.
Yeah, that thing is fucking massive.
And right now, I think they're working on the orbital refuel because they can't like fully fuel it on Earth.
Yeah, so that's why they have a manned version of it, and they have an unmanned.
Because they have to get it.
They have a crew.
They have to get it to the refuel, fuel it up for Mars, and then send it to Mars.
Well, it's like you launch the crewed version of it in space, or you launch the uncrewed version that's filled with gas or fuel, so liquid fuel and oxidizer, and then you have the crewed version fly up and they dock together. All the fuel is transferred from the fueled version over to the crewed version, and then they fucking.
And I'm pretty sure they're sending like stuff for another like refuel station to Mars as well.
Oh, like somewhere like in between Earth and Mars?
No, to Mars. So like
and
then they're going to start building space pads on Mars so they can get people off of Mars
eventually,
yeah, and then to get them refueled in Mars orbit to get them back to Earth. Like, that's how deep it like their planning is, from my understanding anyway.
That's insane, man. I think my biggest
I don't think that would be in our lifetime, though.
I think it would. I
think the Mars mission will be in our lifetime, for sure. But I don't think that refueling station will be in our lifetime. Like, it might be in our lifetime, like when we're 80. But
yeah. So my thing is, July 20th, 2019. I graduated. May 2019?
Yeah, it's May.
May, June, July. Yeah, so July 20th, 2019 was the exact 50-year mark from July 20th, 1969, where Neil Armstrong set foot on the moon. I graduated 2 months before a 50-year, half a century before we walked on the moon. pisses me off that my tax dollars haven't gotten us to Mars yet.
Yeah.
Honestly.
But we're getting there.
Yeah. Actually, the
like I said, if they sent out a global thing for any volunteer, I will put my name on that list.
Me too, man.
I don't care if it's a suicide one-way ticket. The fact,
the
experience to be able to be a part of that history and humanity.
And no one else is going to be on the Wi-Fi over there, dude. It'd be swimming.
What Wi-Fi won't exist.
Yeah.
But just the chance to be able to go and help and be a part of humanity in terms of a historical huge moment.
Oh, dude.
I and also just my own greed of just wanting to be on another planet.
I don't think that's greed. I think that's just
it's ambition.
It's part of our human nature
to explore.
Yeah, literally. We lived in groups of 10 to 15 people in tribes, and every day we'd wake up to the sun. We would go on a walk. We'd look for food. We'd find our food. We'd eat it. It's just the natural drive to fucking explore.
Right.
Exploration is within our genes.
And I fucking love it.
I do too, man. It's one of those things. I think once we finally land on Mars, I think it's going to be
a game. It's going to be a game changer.
A game changer for one. There's going to be a new motive. I think that's going to be one of the new.
I think humanity on Earth as a whole. I think we more than likely once every country sees that it's actually happening and it actually happens.
Yeah.
I think they'll pull their heads out of their ass.
Well, I don't know. I think it'll be...
Well, no, because what it's going to turn into is everyone's going to come together to try and do that, right? For a little while. I think it's going to go back to how it is.
Yeah.
But they're going to all want to try and get to Mars immediately because they're going to want to have land. They want land on Mars.
Yeah. Well, I mean, according to the space treaty, you cannot claim if you could claim land on a terrestrial body other than Earth, the moon would have been owned by America. The space treaty was made by the Americans and the Soviets and a lot of other nations in the world, because I think the main motive behind it was America. We're what if the Russians land on it? We don't want them to own it. So, but what if we land on it? We want to own it, but what if the Russians?
Yeah, but Mars is so far away, and Mars is a planet, not a moon.
Yeah, but at the same time, I don't think.
But and the other thing is,
I don't think people are going to be
the private sector is going to also try and claim areas for themselves. A nation can make a business up, and then have that business represent them.
Actually,
to claim that area.
Yeah, they pay Elon even more fucking money.
And it wouldn't even just be that. I mean, it would be so expansive. Everyone would all have this united goal to get to Mars so they can claim land.
Back to getting back on topic, Mars. I think we're already fucking there.
No, we're not there yet.
I definitely think there's already people on Mars.
I don't.
I do, man. There's no fucking way that it took us. It's been 50. It's 2023 right now. 2019 was the 50-year mark. So fucking 19 plus 4 is 23. I'm great at math. Big brain. So it's been 54 fucking years since we walked. Not even that, because we stopped walking on the moon in 1972. So it's been about 51, 52 years since we've walked on the moon. And you are going to tell me that all we did in that time was sent the Soviet Mir space station into the ocean, created a space shuttle, and built a space station with the Europeans.
I know that we do not have people on Mars already, just because the Starship just now got made.
Yeah, but that's the private sector.
Yeah, but the private sector is the only one making progress.
What about Area 51 and whatnot? What are they fucking building? They got to be having fucking rockets that...
No.
Yeah, dude.
I don't think so.
The
Area 51 conspiracy with aliens, I just... some of it seems like it could be true because of how locked down it is. But honestly, I just think it's an Air Force base.
I mean, no matter the fact, an Air Force base that has experimental aircraft, at the least. It's like, you ever heard of the SR-71 Blackbird?
Yeah, I know what the Blackbird is.
That plane debuted in, I think, the 80s or 90s.
Yeah, it's 70s.
Right. 70s, all right. even then, that's 20 years from when it was created. My grandpa was in the Air Force, 1954 to 1966, and I think, don't quote me on it, it could have been later, but still, he had an SR-71 Blackbird land when he was stationed in Texas. Land on the base. They had MPs wrap that motherfucker in a curtain, cover it up, and they had guards within 2 to 3 feet of each other with rifles, standing at attention with the fucking rifle in their hand, guarding this fucking plane.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I said, we definitely have some hidden, like, fighters and, like, aircraft, for sure, in the U.S. However, I just don't think that we have people on Mars already. Because that is going to be a very
Do you think
historical...
we have people on the moon?
No. It's going to be very historical when it happens. It's going to be very publicly announced.
Yeah, but I still feel like there's too much ground to... There's too much advantage to have like land on Mars and not have your people know about it, and like other countries are like, oh shit, like I feel like it's a big advantage. I don't see that there's, at least right now, I don't see a lot of factual evidence towards it, but I feel like there's definitely something out there there's some sort of evidence for it.
Maybe, but I just, like I said, I don't think so, just because it's going to be a huge step for humanity as a whole when we send the very first Starship mission out to Mars.
Yeah, I think it'll be nice to finally have that fucking just to know that
it's going to be the same thing where every TV will be on.
Dude, yeah, everyone
will be watching it.
It's going to be like the moon missions again.
Yeah.
It's going to be the most televised event in the world. Not even televised. It's going to be on fucking YouTube Live. It's going to be on fucking... Shit, Spotify fucking try to find a way.
It's going to be on every platform.
Dude, can you imagine the fucking commercials? Like, imagine drinking an Ice Mountain water. But instead of Ice Mountain, it's Martian Mountain. Olympus Mons water. Brought from Mars to Earth for you.
It's just going to be a huge thing.
I'm excited about it.
So am I.
It's about 2 years.
Space, for me, I fucking love everything about space. So, like when that mission happens, when they launch, it's going to be the most televised thing, period.
Yeah.
Like, you thought the moon was crazy? Yeah, we're about to send motherfuckers to another planet.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember it, dude, but when I was younger, when they landed the one of the rovers on Mars.
Yeah.
Dude, that was all over the fucking news, man.
I know.
And that was just a fucking little rover. That's not a human life.
And then I think the Mars mission has like 10 people going.
Yeah, I'm making it sound worse than it is. Like, this rover definitely took a lot of tax dollars testing, and so many people's lives and dedication went into this little fucking robotic car. Imagine a fucking human, dude.
Let alone 10.
Yeah, that's a sentient,
10 or 5.
A sentient being from one planet to another, strapped to a fucking missile.
Being that person, though.
Nah, that's not us.
Imagine being that person, though.
That's not us.
The amount of excitement, fear, everything rushing through you.
Oh, dude, I would have a straight blown panic attack all the way there.
I probably would too, but I'll be like, oh my god, this is fucking awesome.
I'd be sitting there
once I see the big red aura of the planet, I'll be like, oh my god, this is fucking actually happening.
They would duct tape me, ratchet strap me down to a seat. I'd just be sitting there rocking back and forth. I don't want to die. I don't want to die. I don't want to die.
I'll be like, I embrace death.
I'm just like, dude, this is fucking crazy. No, I probably want to get past the fucking psych evals.
No.
On the fucking...
No.
Oh my god, that'd be fucking... I'll tell you what, though, that would be...
Are you depressed? Question 1. Fuck.
I don't know about... I'm not, do I have to answer this at this moment in time?
Like, my answer would be like, not if I'm on a fucking Mars.
you're sitting there and there's a fucking NASA employee. He's looking at paperwork. He looks up at you, pushes his glasses in, and he's like, yes, you have to answer now. I'm like, oh.
Nah, I'll be looking at them like, if I'm on Mars, I'm not. Straight up. If I'm on another planet, I'm not. All my problems are gone.
It's a little less gravity on Mars too. Like, I feel like that'd be a little unhealthy.
Well, yeah, your bones are gonna, your whole like body is gonna change.
Well, like the gravitational differences, because you go from Earth to space where there's microgravity, and then you go from microgravity to, like, I think it's like 66% of the gravity that Earth has. So you go from 0.1, you go from 1.0.
You're going to have major body changes over time.
Yeah, so you go from 1.0 to 0.
Especially once like the first baby is born on
to
Mars.
0.66. I think that's going to be illegal. They're gonna
they're gonna. It's gonna happen.
It's gonna fucking happen. We're monkeys with nukes. We're gonna stick our dicks in each other. Like, there's gonna be a baby born on Mars, and they're gonna try to hide it and whatever. And then they're not gonna be able to hide it.
It's gonna be researched.
Yeah, it's gonna be like that baby's gonna fuck.
that baby,
poor baby.
That baby will not be leaving Mars.
You, sir, or ma'am, are fucking stuck here. It's like,
if you go back to Earth, you will be crushed.
I don't know about crushed. I definitely
because they'll grow up used to Mars gravity. Earth has a denser gravity.
They might have a heart attack if they come to Earth, because the immense pressure on them. That additional, it's like walking around with a. It's like you take your body weight. So say you weigh 100 pounds just for math. All right, so you take an additional third of your body weight. You go from walking around 100 pounds to walking around 133 pounds, 0.333333, forever until you leave planet Earth.
Yeah,
like you go to sleep and the amount of pressure on your chest.
I liked how we had this whole like conspiracy talk and it just turned into a huge like Mars.
It's
thing.
the random fucking take, dude. It's random. That's what I fucking love about it. Is we could sit here and we go about one thing, and the people are like, "Oh yeah, conspiracy theorists. This is awesome." And then we go on to Mars, and then like we got that, that group of people that are like, "This is fucking awesome."
Or we got the group of people like,
"What the fuck are they talking about?"
Yeah, but
I hope that
I honestly like with Mars though. It's I'd really want to go to Mars.
I mean, you might one day. Dude,
if I ever get the opportunity to go to Mars,
you might be like 45.
I'm taking that opportunity.
Yeah, I would go to Mars
unless I have. All right, so let me clarify. If I have a family and I have kids, then I'm not going. But if I'm still like single, don't have shit to do, I'm going.
There's 20 years now between the event that you're looking to do and when it could eventually happen. I think that you are going to have kids by then.
No, we never know.
I think you might have kids by then. I mean, shit, I got 2 kids. My daughter turns 1 in November 1st. My son turns 4 late October, as well as my wife turns legal drinking age late October too. Yeah. It's insane. Youngins, man. And I turned 23 in September, so.
I turned 22 in August. We're all young.
Oh, we're all getting older.
We're also dreaming. We're dreamers. The random take, Kegan and I, we're both dreamers.
Big dreamers, man.
Realistically, we are both dreamers.
I mean, shit, we tried to start a band.
We did try and start a band.
Yeah.
I'm still actively trying to learn guitar.
I'm still actively not learning bass.
I pay $108 a month.
Yeah, but you are getting pretty fucking good at that, man.
Not really. I feel like I'm pretty stagnant. I'm trying to get better, but I still feel pretty stagnant.
I can't wait for one of our buddies to get home. Shout out to 68 Whiskey community, aka Army Combat Medics. We got a buddy overseas right now on a deployment that I should have been on, but I'm not on that deployment for reasons.
Yeah, let's leave it at that.
Including a vaccine. A big shout out to him. He's over there fucking busting ass.
Kicking ass,
getting fat off MREs, that motherfucker.
Can't wait for him to be back, though.
Yeah, I can't wait to fucking... He gets back, we have a little fucking bonfire, you rock out the guitar, show us what you've learned, like...
It will still be probably the same thing.
Yeah, man, but big shout out to the fucking men and women in uniform that keep us safe and do what the politics tell them to, and I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, no. We definitely can't wait for him to get back.
I can't wait for that motherfucker to get back too, man. He's an asshole. He likes to run the show, but he definitely likes to drink with us, and I'm cool with that.
Yeah, no, he's a good guy.
Yeah, good guy. Everyone's their own main character, so...
I try to be the main character. I end up viewing myself, though, as a side character.
I'm cool with being a side character. I don't give a fuck. As long as I'm, with a best friend, doing the fucking bestest thing I can do. I'm making some money doing it.
I'm trying to be a main character, though, with the Random Take.
I mean, it's your podcast.
It's both of our podcasts. This is our podcast.
This is our podcast, but the ideas and just a lot of it is you, man. Like, you've done a fucking lot for this. Like, you've come from the Random Take to the Random Take.
2.
Yeah.
To the Random Take 3.
Yeah. You've had... you've come a long way, man. I just kind of hopped on board recently, or at least not recently. I'd say 2 years ago, actually. Yeah, 2 years ago. Literally 2 years ago, we did a podcast. We will upload it one day. We will upload it one day.
We did the podcast Crazy Stories, Crazy People. I think it was the one that you first showed up in.
Yeah.
With the second edition of the Random Take.
Yeah. So we've definitely.
But this time we're trying to commit to it. We're going to keep trying to upload to our schedule every Thursday at 6.
I mean, I don't see an issue with it. I mean, even if we don't hit it big, dude, like, you put it this way. We can try to hit it big all we want. Eventually, we may make it big. But at the end of the day, if we don't make it big, I know every Thursday or Friday I'm coming over having beers with my buddy, man.
Yep.
That's all that matters to me.
And then, even if the podcast doesn't happen, but if we start seeing small progression and we have our studio space,
yeah,
we'll start doing other things.
Yeah, we could
start gaming.
I wouldn't do gaming.
We could.
Kegan gets pissed, remember.
We could do a gaming. I could censor a lot of things. It'll be funny.
You're going to be censoring the whole fucking video, my friend. Fucking bullshit, what the fuck?
No. And then we could do our skit videos, or... there's a lot of different things that we could do. There's a lot of social media platforming.
I mean, there's a lot of videos about Kegan can't swim. I would assume that would be on the way. Teaching Kegan to swim.
Attempting to teach Kegan how to swim.
Oh my god. We got enough lakes around here. We could find a place.
Yeah, for sure.
We got fishing.
Jumping out of an airplane.
Oh my god. I was going to go into like fishing and camping videos, but I mean, I did bring up the jumping out of planes before.
That would be one that's very funny for everyone watching.
I would definitely piss my pants. I'm not gonna lie.
I feel like I would too.
Like, my bladder would be empty.
You would see this giant mass of Alex coming out of a plane. It would just be like, I wonder if that shoe will hold him.
Not only that, man. It's just like the fear of like. I mean, I'll tell you what though. Like, that's free falling, so that's like near 0 G's. Like, you're experiencing zero gravity at that time.
No, you're definitely experiencing gravity because gravity's taking you down.
Yeah, but that my God. So with the space station, it's in a constant state of falling. Things in orbit around the Earth are in a constant state of falling, but they fall so fast that they are in orbit, that they stay in a circular motion around the planet. It's still a constant rate of falling. Free fall is 0 G's to an extent. Microgravity. The space station is constantly falling towards the Earth, but it's falling at like fucking 15,000 miles per hour. That it just whizzes past. But gravity is so strong around the Earth that it keeps it whizzing past in a circle, a constant circle.
I don't try to pretend to understand gravity, because I don't understand gravity.
No one understands gravity.
Well, people understand gravity. They're smart and went to college.
Yeah, we're stuck here on this planet. Like, I can't jump to the moon.
But anyway, I think we had a pretty good discussion. We got really worked up about Mars.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What minute are we at? How much longer do we got?
We are actually at our 49-minute mark. So, like the last episode, you wanted to keep going up by minutes. Here we are.
Here we are.
So, what do you guys think about Mars?
Do you think that we'll get there one day? And do you
not one day. We definitely will.
Yeah, all right. Do you think that your children...
Or do you think in your lifetime, rather?
Your lifetime.
That
I mean, if we got some 80-year-old on fucking live sport listening, answer's no.
I don't think he's listening to the youth.
Yeah,
he's probably watching golf. Let's be real.
Shit, yeah. You hear about that new OnlyFans golfer?
No.
All right. Well, I'm not going to dwell into it because my wife will probably listen to this podcast. I don't have an OnlyFans account.
Probably a good idea not to get into it, but
I'm gonna shut the fuck up.
Probably smart. But we definitely got into Mars. Mars is, like I said, it's one of my
beautiful fucking red desolate wasteland.
It's a dream. I would love to go.
Yeah.
But in your lifetime, in the comments, what do you guys think? Do you think that we'll get to Mars? What do you think that we will?
Do you think there's already somebody on Mars?
No, there's not somebody.
Do you think there's life on Mars?
No, maybe. But do you think that we'll be around for when Mars like actually gets booming?
Booming.
Yeah, that's the best way I can put it.
Well, we can talk about that at another date.
Yeah, we could. Yeah.
Well,
anyway, guys, thank you for joining us again on the Random Take.
The most random of podcasts across America,
where we just talk about anything and everything.
Anything, everything, all at once.
You know, one of these days we're going to just start talking about our weeks. How was your week? Yeah, it was all right.
Yeah, it was whatever, but
worked.
Warrants?
No, worked.
Oh, I thought you said warrants, like for my arrest. I was like, what the fuck did I do?
No, for mine.
Anyways, guys, we will catch you next week on the Random Take podcast. This is Kegan.
And this is Alex.
Wah wah fucking wee wah.
Wah wah wee wah, guys. And remember, keep it random.
Random.